Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to record my lecture of CCU or Cross Cultural Understanding. Like I have to do so because I need to give tutorial for TOEFL preparation, so I cannot meet you virtually, even face to face. So that is why enjoy the video. Alright, last week we have talked about pre-discussion about the first chapter that is getting closer to American or cross-cultural contact with Americans. Some terms like mosaic, melting pot, stereotype, generalization, and so forth, we have discussed them, and today we are going to discuss American values. American believes that they have some values that is owned by them, and then it is reflected to their daily life. And what are the American values? There are at least 11 American values. Number one is personal control over the environment. Means that people of American can alter nature, even the future, so they can set up their own future and own environment. While on the other way around, the values of other countries would be fate, which is means what happens in life is a result of grand plan or destiny. So it is quite difficult. Which one do you believe? Whether personal control over the environment or fate? Alright, we will discuss it later. Number two is change. American people believe that change is healthy because stagnant people will not do anything. It is quite difficult for them to just stay and then not doing anything because they have to make change. And then the contrasting value is tradition. Tradition means preservation and emphasis of ritual, and then custom and beliefs from the past. So they believe that past direct them to today. Alright, next. The third American values is control over time. It means that people cannot waste time by doing nothing. They should do something because they should be very productive. It is called time flies. While the contrasting value is time walks. It means that there is no need for people to fast or pre-assert. They should take it easy. So which one do you prefer to? Time flies or time walk? Next American value is equality and egalitarianism, means that people all are equal. While the contrasting values are hierarchy, rank, and status. These people believe that people's roles are defined in terms of their relationship to other people. So, where is your position? Equality or hierarchy? Next is individualism and privacy. It means that they can do it alone, everything, and they have to be respected as they are. They have their individual life and they choose their own privacy. While the contrasting value is group orientation, where they have to go there and here all together, and then individuals sacrifice them. So it is not good to be alone. And next American value is self-help. Here they have to be able to help themselves, and then they have to improve their own lives. If it is needed, they do not need other people. While the contrasting value is birthright inheritance, means that people are born into either wealth or poverty and they cannot change it. So which one do you believe in? And the next American value is future orientation, means that people of America look to the future and not the past. So they forget the past, they focus on the future. Next is action and work orientation. They believe that work often defines people. So they have to do something. There should be an action because work makes the identity. While the contrasting value is being orientation. They believe that working or not working doesn't affect their identity. Next is informality. What is informality? Informality is like just call my first name. Let's say my name is Laila, just call my name Laila. So you do not have to very formal. While the contrasting value, of course, formality, you have to make sure the title of a certain person, how you behave, and how is your performance. Next is directness, openness, and honesty. Honesty is the best value according to them because it is good to say directly, and then it is not good to speak around the bush. And then the other or the contrasting value is indirectness and saving face. When we want to speak up, we have to pay attention to other feelings, and we have to pay attention to their reaction next, and we have to be careful in talking something to someone else. And the last one is materialism, means that they tend to be materialism. They think that the world is very important, the here life is very important, so that is why they have to be comfortable in living in their lives. While the contrasting value is spiritualism. You know what it means, right? Alright, those are the American values that I can explain fast, because after this I have to tell you a story, and then after you heard the story, you have to think of, or you have to analyze the characteristics or the values of the story that I would give. Okay, this is the story. One day, a couple, two villagers, mother and father, came to Harvard University by using train. And then seen from their performance, they are very usual person, non-wealth person, or what is that? Businessman or businesswoman person. They came to a university, a very popular university. You know it, of course, because this is Harvard University. Why? They came to the university to meet the director because they had a son of 15 years old, and then the son went to university only one semester because he passed away because of certain thing. And then these parents wanted to see the director to say thank you to the director, because the son was very much excited when she went to the university. Alright, what happens? Because of their performance, the secretary of the director of Harvard University saw that, alright, these persons actually did not proper to come to such kind of university because of their performance. So that is why when the woman said, "Excuse me, ma'am, can I meet the director?" and the secretary replied, "Sorry, director is very busy now." And then they waited around 4 hours, and then gradually they asked the secretary whether or not the director is not busy again. But the answer is nearly the same, that director was still busy at that time. And then because the secretary saw that these two persons would not go away before they met the director, then she decided to come to the director's office and told him about these visitors. She said, "Oh, director, there are two persons who want to meet you. They came from the village, and it seems that they would not go before you meet them. Would you please meet them for a while only?" And then time came. The director asked the secretary to let the parents, these two persons, come to the office. And then when they say hello and each other, and then the director said, "What do you want actually here coming to meet me, sir and ma'am?" And then the mother said like this, "I want to say thank you to you, director, and Harvard University because my son who was studying here was very happy, but unfortunately he died some years ago. And we are here to come to, what is that? We want to build such kind of monument to memorize our son that he was once here. And then the director replied, "What? Building a monument? You know that Harvard has lots of alumni, and then if all of the alumni build such kind of monuments, this will be a cemetery," said the director. No, that's not what I mean," the mother said. "We want to build a building, perhaps a classroom, as the monument of our love to our son." And then the director said, "What? A building? You know, this is Harvard University. One building or one classroom costs around 7.5 millions, and this is not cheap, you know." And then, something, there's a surprise thing that the mother talked to the father and said something like this: "Oh dear, if only that costs, why don't we build our own university?" And then the director got surprised or got shocked. "What did you say, sir, ma'am?" "Thank you, director, for letting us meeting you. Then I think we have to ask an excuse and we have to go home and build our own university." And after that, they moved to the California and they built their own university. It is called Stanford University. Wow! So there is a story behind Harvard University and Stanford University, but we cannot judge anything. We cannot judge the director or also the parents. Here we learn something. We learn the story. Now think that I want you think of or analyze is, let's say, number 1. If I assume that the director is arrogant, is this a stereotype or generalization? That is number 1. Okay, you have to write down in the comment, yeah? And then number 2, from the story, what American values can be reflected or not reflected? That is number 2. And then number 3, what moral values you can take from the story? Alright, my students, this is the end of our lecturing today. Thank you very much and happy learning. Bye-bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.